I'll give you some sentences. Comb the room. You would have heard about this usage also. Ground. Yeah, from the depths of the ground. It's not very attractive. Comes in when we are ready to rectify the mistake based on constructive. Does it mean that the person has got headache or whether the head is too big? Hi, hope you all are doing great. I was just arranging these teaching materials that I create for my learners because active learning methods keep them engaged and also it helps them to speak better using good sentences. So let's work on some sentences today, and definitely you can use these sentences in your conversation. So before beginning today's video, this is Renee Rose Matthew. I'm a CELTA certified tutor and also an author. Please go through the channel description, go through some of the other videos to learn something about the step-by-step guidelines given to work on your language skills. It's possible that you could be only watching this video and not completely also, but the skill to listen, the willingness to listen to a particular content is very important before posting a comment. Coming to today's video, I'll give you some sentences. These are not necessarily complete sentences, but you can use them in your sentences. Incorporate these phrases, these short sentences that will bring more meaning and purpose to your entire sentence. Shall we begin? Let's take a look at the first one. Brush up your English. You would have heard this usage. Brush up your English is work on your existing skill. Work on your existing knowledge so that it solidifies and establishes. It's not just English. Brush up your skills is very important today because today people are running around to gain more, to read more, to learn more. Sometimes they don't understand the value of solidifying, of establishing the existing knowledge. So you add the next layer. The base is not there, but you hurry in adding the next layer, and that gives you a shaky existence to the existing knowledge, the base. So if you're an intermediate learner, you could be working on certain aspects of language, and if it is not complete, nobody can have a complete and perfect knowledge about any area. But what I'm trying to tell is, when you learn something, make sure that you are concrete with the concept. Brush up your skills so that you solidify and work on the existing knowledge. Time for the second usage. Comb the room. You would have heard about this usage also. Comb the room. Now the word comb, it's not comb, right? It's comb. P is silent. Now this means to search the room. Search everywhere for something or just search. Look everywhere, search thoroughly. So there could be a confusion here. When you say comb the room, people can misunderstand thinking that it is cleaning the room. Of course, when you search, there are times when it becomes clean, because when you search, you will also be having the habit of arranging things. You search for things, you arrange, you keep it aside, and then you realize that there are certain things that you haven't even looked up for a very long time, right? The next one is a rough diamond. If I say he's a rough diamond, what is the meaning? You know how diamonds are exuberant, but when it's dug from the ground, yeah, from the depths of the ground, it's not very attractive. It may not be very exuberant. It's dark, okay, it will not be shiny also, but as the diamond gets polished, it shows, it radiates the exuberance. So when I say that he or she is a rough diamond, I'm trying to convey that the person has got skills, is good and talented, but still could be lacking manners, behavior, or some aspects of life, skills, or it could be knowledge as well. So there is something in the person but not polished. Rough diamond, yet to be tuned, yet to be worked upon. Okay, so in that sense, I think we all are in this journey of language. We all are rough diamonds. That's what I feel. but I appreciate the efforts of many learners. So you're not a complete rough diamond, including me, but we are allowing ourselves to be molded, polished, and of course radiate all that we have learned, share the knowledge and use it in our life. Time for the next one. A glaring error. Today people are so interested in finding the errors of others. Of course they will not be having much knowledge, but they'll be so fine and complacent in finding the mistakes of others. You made a mistake there, you have a problem there, but if you really ask this mistake finder to do better than the other person, he or she may fail. So glaring error means something that's obvious, something that's apparent. Okay, it's noticeable, a glaring error. Of course, a mistake is a mistake, and we all make mistakes. It's not about the clarity of mistake, actually, in the real sense. What we need to learn is whether it's conspicuous, whether it is not very obvious also. A mistake is always a mistake. And the greatest quality comes in when we are ready to rectify the mistake based on constructive criticism. Time for the next one. This is the last one, a swollen head. What is the meaning of that? Does it mean that the person has got headache or whether the head is too big? No, it means there are people who think to be very important, okay, to be very higher, superior than others, who consider themselves to be the best, the important, or higher in status compared to others. Okay, they will always have this complex, the air of attitude. It could be anything. So that is the meaning of a swollen head. So you will find a lot of people like that in the society, in your community, and people around. So it's all about the usage. And when you notice all these sentences, part of sentences, and some of them are necessarily phrases, they don't have direct meanings. And also these can be used only when you clearly know the meanings, what it really implies. Otherwise it can lead the listener into confusion. So if you say you've got a swollen head, it can definitely have the direct meaning. Of course, swollen means literal meaning. Maybe it's swollen because of some injury or bruise, whatever it is. But otherwise, depending on the context, you will know whether it is the direct or the indirect meaning, whether it is the literal or the metaphorical meaning. I hope all these things bring more light and fragrance to your sentences. Be very clear with the usages. And you can read more about it because it could have more implications. These are just the general and outlined meanings. Happy learning!